So it's been said that you are what you eat, and that's definitely true when it comes to chronic pain. What is chronic pain, by the way? A lot of chronic pain is a result of chronic inflammation, and the evidences show that a diet can contribute to increase systematic inflammation, but your diet is also one of the best ways to reduce it. How diets can help us heal our own self and reduce our chronic pain. Well, welcome, Doctor, to the show again.
Thank you. Great to be back as always, Ritu. Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have you again with us. And I know you know so much about diet, you know so much about chronic illness, since you have also gone through the pain that we are also having. And we know that you have reduced your symptoms by 100%, which is fabulous. Can you just take us through, like, how does diet help us in chronic pain?
Sure. So what I think we have to always understand is that the body is always trying to heal itself. And you know this, if you get a cut on your hand, it heals. If you get a scratch, there's lots of things. You get a broken bone, it might take 6-8 weeks to heal, but it heals, right? So the body heals itself. But the problem is that it does so to the degree that you provide it the conditions to do so. Meaning that if you put a bandage on your hand when you get a cut, you've helped the body heal the cut faster. The bandage didn't heal you. When you break a bone, the cast doesn't heal you. Yes. So what people don't understand is that the food is basically acting as a facilitator or an inhibitor, depending on what food it is. Right. So if you're eating foods that grow fresh out of the ground and off of a tree, whole plant foods, those are going to be facilitators of healing. Those aren't going to get in the way. But if you are eating processed foods, animal foods, eggs, dairy, meat, things that were made in a lab with artificial chemicals, those actually inhibit the body's ability to heal, because the body sees those as an actual insult, as an injury. Absolutely. It goes, whoa, I got to fight this stuff off. This is bad. And so it's focusing its energy on constantly fighting all the stuff you're throwing at it, and it doesn't have the capacity to also heal itself at the same time. But if you take away that insult and you feed it foods that it likes that are optimal for health, then it has leftover energy and resources that it can then use to heal even severe chronic diseases like multiple sclerosis.
Fabulous. Doctor, are there any kind of specific herbs or spices or any kind of fruits that actually help us in healing faster than the others? Like it's said that turmeric and ginger and blueberries have that kind of properties. So is there any kind of food or diet that someone should take, while having any kind of chronic pain or chronic illness?
Sure. Great question. And I'm not really a fan of the idea that there are superfoods, that there are certain ones that are special. That's really a medical quid pro quo model that says, okay, well, if you have inflammation, you need to eat blueberries. And if you have a runny nose, you need to eat strawberries. It really doesn't work that way. All whole plant foods are health promoting. And to look at specific foods as helping specific conditions is really just applying the medical pharmaceutical model of a pill for every ill to food. And it doesn't work that way. Health is a summation of your actions, and the diet is a big part of that. And so all plant foods promote health. All whole plant foods, especially fruits and vegetables, can help reverse disease. And it really doesn't matter which ones. They all do the job. So the best thing you can do is just eat a variety of them, eat seasonally, eat what's fresh and available now. And that's what's going to get you the best results.
Can too much of eating also affect us some way? Is it like if we eat too much of raw food, or too much of in particular spices, or too much of particular seeds? Is it bad?
That's a good question. I think if you're eating whole plant foods and you're not seasoning them or adding salt or oil or refined sugar, that the body's going to hit a point where it just doesn't appeal anymore. Like you can't, like if you're eating too many potatoes, you're just going to get full and not want to eat potatoes anymore. Like if you really want to be cruel to yourself, you can continue to eat them and you just feel sick and like maybe even throw up. But overeating is very difficult to do on whole plant unseasoned foods. Now, if you have heavily seasoned foods with lots of, salt and oil and things like that added to them, spike the brain's dopamine center and actually cause you to overeat. And so it's definitely very easy to overeat on unhealthy processed foods. In regards to doing like juicing herbs and things like that, since you're processing them into an unnatural form, you're juicing them, I guess it would be possible to overdo it, because if you were to just sit down and eat ginger root by itself, like you would get pretty sick of it after, it wouldn't take very long, right? Same with turmeric. Is there a point where you're overdoing it? You probably a pretty high tolerance for that. I haven't heard of anybody overdosing on ginger or turmeric in juice form.
So you say that diet plays a very important role in healing itself. Apart from diet, is there any other way or lifestyle changes that a person should do to make sure that the body gets enough of support from our side to heal itself?
And just as a segue, a lot of people say, food is medicine. So that again is the medical model. The food doesn't actually heal you. Your body heals itself. It's just whether you're providing it the conditions to do so. So food is one of them. Getting enough sleep is vitally important. Your body regenerates itself, but if it doesn't sleep, it's constantly expending energy and resources to keep you awake. That becomes very taxing, and it can't do the self-healing stuff. So sleep is super important. Managing your stress is very important, because when the body is stressed, when the mind is stressed, what's called the fight or flight nervous system takes over. And in that fight or flight mode, the body can protect itself from danger. That's what it's trying to do. And it will speed up the heart, send more blood to the muscles and things like that. But it will also slow down healing and put that off for later. It's like, no, I got to fight danger, healing later once the danger goes away. But in the 21st century, we live in a very chronic stress state. And so the brain always thinks that there's danger. And so you have to have ways like meditation and breath work and things like that to shift the mind out of that defense mode and into what's called the parasympathetic mode, or rest and digest. And that's where healing can really happen. So managing stress, getting enough sleep, getting exercise are vitally important. If you're eating a perfect diet and not doing those three things, you're not going to get the results you want.
Absolutely. My other question is about working out. Sometimes what happens that there are MS warriors and other chronic illness warriors, they work out aggressively. So much so that whenever they have fatigue or pain, still they don't stop from working out. Their mind takes over their body. So what's your take on that? Should we listen to a body or listen to a mind? How should we balance it?
I think you do need to listen to your body. It is definitely possible to over-exercise and hurt yourself. Yes. So I think, exercise is great, but I think there's also a culture out there of people who are overexerting themselves, and maybe in the short term they're okay, but in the long term they accumulate injuries. And, as a doctor of chiropractic, I'm taking care of a lot of these people in their 40s and 50s for damage they did to themselves in their 20s and their 30s.
Really?
So it's definitely possible to over-exercise, but other people are going to use that as an excuse to not really exercise that much. Oh, I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to overdo it. Well, listen to your body, but also listen to common sense, I would say.
And how much do you think a person should exercise on a daily basis?
I think 4 to 5 times a week, 30 to 60 minutes at a time is good. And I would say a mix of both strength and conditioning exercises.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doctor. It was great listening to you again. And thank you for all the advices that you have given us. We'll meet again the next time. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.